Steve McQueen is back. Okay, cool. Let's talk Small Axe. The first movie in the series is called Mangrove. Mangrove tells the story of a restaurant and its owner, Frank Critchlow, in London's Notting Hill. Repeated police harassment leads to a protest march where 9 arrests are made and result in a show trial at the Old Bailey in 1971. So there are essentially two parts of this movie. There's the establishing and the disruption of this community. It's seen not so much as looking at the massive community, it's seeing the massive community through our main character of Frank Critchlow. Having just watched the first one, Mangrove starts at a high watermark. The characters are not presented as people who know that they're going to be destined to become iconic. This type of a story, a biopic which leads into a courtroom drama, you can just see all of the cliches that might be coming along with that type of a story. A movie like Malcolm X or, recently, The Trial of the Chicago 7, the movie knows that even though we're not at the point where Malcolm X has become well known yet, or even though the Trial of the Chicago 7 has not become well known yet, it's almost as if the movie knows that we're going there. This movie goes at it from a different way. The first half hour is really only interested in you getting to know these people. Like, there's a lot of legitimate fun in the first half of this movie, and you're just hanging out with the community. And in a way that feels very real. Once the police harassment starts happening, it hits in a way that I have not seen before. You really see how the strength of that first half of the movie feeds into what makes the courtroom drama so powerful. The performance done of Frank Critchlow by Sean Parks, it's a tough ask to say that your character is going to represent a huge movement, but your role really is just to show that you are worried about your small part in the community. Those few moments that you might see in life of someone being truly terrified. He has to go not just there, he's got to go the complete opposite side, sometimes within the same scene, moving from the movie itself to the director, Steve McQueen, and his role in this. The characters in all his movies are always dealing with intense levels of stress, fear, and anger. His commitment to finding the drama in the details visually is, I think, what defines his style, and I think this is an example of him refining that style more and more and more. It's got an art house sensibility, but it tells its story from a blockbuster perspective. If he can strike that, that's wonderful. Something that this movie brings that Steve McQueen, I don't think, has brought before is the joy, the warmth, the compassion that you feel in the beginning of this story. And it's not something that feels like, oh, well, something dark is coming. There's something dark looming around the edges. It is a really compassionate look at a community, and it's not ironic. It's totally sincere. It's something that I haven't seen before in what Steve McQueen has done, and it works beautifully. I think it's just more proof that Steve McQueen is doing better than ever, and that he is going to be a force to be reckoned with for a very, very long time.